Again, let me see. Let me go to the rankings. In fact, let's try to predict who will fight because Jaron Ennis is gonna go to 154. He's not gonna get these fights that you guys think he's gonna get. Let me see. Let me go to the rankings. In fact, let's try to predict who will fight because he's not gonna get none of these big names you guys think he's gonna get because they're all tied up. Virgil has an injury. Let's see who's a matchroom fighter who's a matchroom boxing fighter that Jaron Ennis can just wash. That's not a big money name. Look, you know what? I'll tell you guys right now. This fight right here, I'm gonna highlight who I think Jaron Ennis is gonna fight. He's gonna fight Josh Kelly. Josh Kelly's a matchroom fighter. He's highly ranked. You know, his stock's not that high. That's a guy Boots can look great against. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. Josh Kelly or Kyle Mean Agjarko. Those are the two guys I think Jaron Ennis is gonna fight at 154 for his first fight. If not those guys, then maybe a guy like Ramos or maybe like yeah. You know what? Let's just stick with the matchroom guys. I'm gonna say he fights Josh Kelly or Kyle Mean Agjarko for his first fight at 154. And when he does, I don't want anybody to act surprised. I already told you guys on June 21st, 2025, he's gonna fight one of Eddie Hearn's guys. So he may.
James Hunt for the untouchable True School Sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so this is in fact a special report here on True School Sports. I did not wake up this morning and plan on doing this video, but you know, news came out and I had to come out here and speak because the truth is this, guys, and I'm trying to practice being humble. I always try to practice keep my feet on the ground because God gives and God takes away. But every now and then, I got to remind y'all of who I am, okay? True School Sports, the untouchable True School Sports. That's me. I'm the best channel in boxing. Hands down. No doubt about it. I'm the best channel in boxing. I don't care who's got more subscribers. I don't care who's got less subscribers. When it comes to that real deal, world-class boxing content where I tell you guys things and give you guys insight you won't find anywhere else, I am the best. And I want to make that abundantly clear. Now, with that being firmly established here on True School Sports, I told y'all 37 days ago what Jaron Ennis was going to go out here and try to do. I told y'all because I told y'all 2 days after Brian Norman Jr. fought Jindazaki. I told you guys on June 21st. I told you guys what Jaron Ennis' plans at 154 were going to be. You know, and when I told a lot of people, they didn't like what I had to say. I was met with a lot of criticism from the Boots fan base and a lot of people in Philadelphia. They said, you know, BT, you're being a hater. You hate Boots, this, that, and the third. And truth be told, I'm not a Boots hater. In fact, I'm actually a big Jaron Ennis fan. I'm such a big fan of Jaron Ennis that I tell the truth about him, even when I don't want to. Because truth be told, I don't want to talk about this stuff. I'd rather talk about Jaron Ennis being involved in an actual significant fight. But, you know, he didn't want to fight Brian Norman Jr., right? He decided to not revisit those negotiations that him and his team said they were going to renegotiate after the Sasaki fight. So he chose to do what's best for him. And I told y'all what he's going to do. He just resigned Matchroom Boxing. And look, the report comes out now, and I was right. I wanted to say this about the Josh Kelly fight. Nobody on earth asked for Josh Kelly versus Jaron Ennis. Kelly is a good European level fighter. You know, he did have a lot of hype early in his career when he was, you know, fighting cans as a prospect and was hitting dudes with 3 left hooks like he was the Roy Jones Jr. of Sunderland. But truth be told, after a certain point in time, it became abundantly clear that Josh Kelly is not going to be what the promoters hyped him up to be, right? So he's a good European level fighter, fringe world level guy. With good management, he's got himself ranked. Now, the way this Jaron Ennis Kelly situation is going to play out, it's going to go either one of two ways. So I'm going to tell y'all again in advance what the deal is with Jaron Ennis. And y'all should start listening to True School Sport because I know a thing or two about this boxing. Okay, Jaron Ennis so if he gets the Kelly fight, that's a good thing for him, right? For a couple of reasons. Number one, he'll get a tune-up fight right? In a fight he should win. And God, bro, if Jaron Ennis loses to Josh Kelly, oh my God, exposed. Like we'll say it louder than ever because he shouldn't lose to Josh Kelly. But if he beats Josh Kelly, he could become the mandatory challenger for Xander Zayas, right? And maybe that's the route he wants to go, the route of fighting Xander Zayas. Now, he might not fight Josh Kelly because if Josh Kelly turns this fight down, it's very possible that Peter Khan, one of the best managers in boxing and the manager of Xander Zayas, who's guided him to becoming a world champion at the age of 22 perfectly, it's very possible that Peter Khan goes to the WBO along with Top Rank and says, hey, we want to fight Josh Kelly, mandate him as the mandatory opponent. They might do that, and then Josh Kelly will become Xander Zayas' opponent for his first defense, which is expected to be in Puerto Rico, his homecoming fight in Puerto Rico. So, Boots might get screwed over. So my thing is this: Jaron Ennis left the welterweight division and didn't fight Brian Norman Jr. to go to 154 and now be in a weight class where he's still going to have to play the waiting game to get the fights. While he had the fight in the division at welterweight right there in front of him. And guess what? Now Brian Norman is fighting Devin Haney, someone that's better than everyone on Boots' entire resume. And if you listen, I'm no Devin Haney fan, but if you try to tell me anybody on Boots' resume is as good as Devin Haney, then I'm just going to assume you're from Philadelphia and you can't see the forest from the trees. So I'm going to leave it at that. But like now, I feel like if Norman does beat Haney, which we don't know, he might lose. Devin's a really good fighter. Norman beats Haney. Now Norman's going to catapult himself into superstardom when that could have been Boots. That was the fight that was going to make Boots a bigger star. Not Stanionis. Everybody keeps talking about Stanionis. BT fought Stanionis. But yeah, but no, Stanionis is not a bigger name than Norman. There's not that rivalry there, that history with Norman. The Norman fight was a rivalry fight. And now Boots has put himself in a position where, he's going to be fighting Josh Kelly, right? He's trying to fight Josh Kelly, which it's a fight that nobody, as of late, has asked for. Nobody's asked for Josh Kelly versus Boots Ennis. And then, look, you might not, the crazy thing is he's doing all this for Josh Kelly, making all these offers to Josh Kelly, and he still might not even get the Josh Kelly fight because, again, all it's going to take is for the WBO and Peter Khan and Top Rank to say, hey, for them to tell the WBO, hey, make what's his name, Josh Kelly our mandatory challenger, and then he fights Josh Kelly. So maybe Boots will have to fight, I don't know, maybe he'll go fight Yoenis Tellez, but he's not going to fight Virgil, and I don't think he's going to fight Xander, honestly, because I do think the card that's going to get pulled is I think Kelly will turn down the Boots fight, which he probably already did. He'll probably turn down the Boots fight, and then he will go become the mandatory challenger for Xander Zayas, and they will fight in Puerto Rico, and that's how that's going to go. I know Peter Khan very well. Good friend of mine in boxing. Haven't talked to him in a while, but good friend of mine in South Florida. I know how he thinks about boxing, and I know how smart of a boxing mind he is. He's not going to have Xander fight Jaron Ennis right now. So even if Ennis I'm telling you right now, even if Ennis beat Josh Kelly, he's not going to fight Xander Zayas. So, look, we say all this to set the stage and tell you guys two things. Number one, I was right again. I'm the best in the world. Number two, the only option I feel, if Boots is really trying to show that he's that guy in boxing from Philadelphia in the 154 division, stop talking about Xander. Stop talking about Josh Kelly. Stop talking about Fundora. Stop talking about Crawford. Everyone's saying, I've had people tell me, BT, Virgil got a tune-up. Yeah, why can't Boots get a tune-up? And my response, my retort to that will be this. Jaron Ennis has had 34 professional fights, and about 30 of them fights have been tune-ups. Damn near his whole career has been a tune-up. He's big enough, he's skilled enough, that Boots don't do nothing but go to the gym, box, go play basketball with his friends and his family, and just chill. That's the kind of guy he is. He lives, eats, sleeps, and shits boxing. So if Boots can't just go to 54 and fight one of these top guys, I don't know, man. I feel like Boots, if he was really like what people say he is and what I once thought he was, he should be trying to fight Bakram. He was the IBF, like Boots was the IBF champion, right? He should be going the IBF route, using his standing with the IBF as a champion in a lighter weight category to try to position himself for a very, very quick title shot against Bakram Radazaliev. these guys, Josh Kelly is not trying to fight Bakram Murtazaliev. You know, and truth be told, I know Bakram don't really want to fight Lubin. Lubin's not a big name like that. Lubin's already been splattered 2 times. He's not as good as a lot of people like to act like he is. So Boots should be trying to fight Bakram. And if not Bakram, you know, for a guy of Jaron Ennis' talent level, you know what like acceptable tune-up fights would be? Acceptable tune-up fights would be like, you know, Keith Thurman or Sergey Boychuk. I think those are the guys he should be going after. Keith Thurman's been running his mouth. He's got still a really good record. He's a name. He's got profile. It's going to boost his profile if he beats him. And the only guy that Thurman's ever lost to is Manny Pacquiao. So Boo should go try to fight him. Why not go fight him? He just fought. He fought this year. He fought recently, so why not go fight him? And if not Keith Thurman, go fight Sergey Boychuk. I'll tell you. I mean, look, like I guess maybe I'm wrong. Don't quote me on this one, because I'm not sure what I'm talking about in this instance. But if an offer hasn't been made to Boychuk, that's who he should be trying to fight. If it has and Boychuk didn't want to fight, then okay, that's not Boots' fault. But I just feel like, you know, Josh Kelly. I understand the rankings, I understand positioning, but like it's a cherry pick. It's an insane cherry pick, and I know. To be fair to Boots, it's Josh Kelly would be better than the 2 guys Virgil first fought when he got to 54, when he fought Frederick Lawson and the other African dude he fought. He fought some cans, like some straight cans, and Rick Glazer picked them cans from the darkest crevices of the waste management dumpster to have Virgil fight those guys. Virgil, in my opinion, I don't even count them first 2 fights Virgil had as tune-ups. Like, they didn't even happen because they both ended in a round and the guys fell on the first shot that landed. Boychuk was his first fight at 54, really. But I just think, look, man, we're at the 11th hour of Boots' career. You can't keep saying that Boots is this pound-for-pound talent and he's this and he's that, and then we're like, what? How deep are we into Boots' career? We're 124 rounds into his career. We're, what? He turned pro in 2016. We're 9 years and 124 rounds into his career. 34 fights into his career. And his career is starting to look eerily similar to Demetrius Andrade, who, by the way, I was a big fan of. Like I said earlier, I've seen this movie before. Andrade, just like Boots, was a tall, you know, rangy, not rangy. Boots isn't it? Well, yeah, tall, rangy, athletic, undefeated black southpaw that guys didn't want to fight. There is some truth to that. Like, there is truth to when people say, you know, some guys don't want to fight Boots. Some guys don't want to fight Andrade. There was truth in that. It is harder to get these guys fights because of how good they are. But, you know, if you keep negotiating fights and they keep not happening, the only common denominator is you. So there's something that your team is not doing right to get these fights over the line. And that was the case with Andrade. You know, he had his opportunities to fight guys like Lara and Charlo and you know, even like who else am I talking about? Yeah, John Ryder even, like, and every time it came time for Andrew to take the fights that would do good for his career, he found a way to get in his own way. And it prevented him from really fully achieving what his talent level should have achieved. Because really and truthfully, Andrew was a Hall of Fame talent that didn't really fight all the way up to the best of his abilities. Now, did he have a good career? Yes. 2-division champion. He was a 2-division champion, world amateur champion, U.S. Olympian. A lot of guys would love to have that career, but he still fought underneath his potential, and he didn't fight one current or former world champion until he fought Benavidez, and he got destroyed. So it did give validity to the fact that Andrade was a fraud in a lot of people's eyes. I still recognize him as a great talent, but to a lot of people, he was a fraud, and it was proven in the Benavidez fight. And Boots' career is the same. Like, there was a point in Andrade's career where he could have left Matchroom Boxing to go maybe sign PBC or another promoter that could have got him fights that would have aligned his career better. Did he do that? No, he signed at Matchroom and he fought guys like Jason Quigley and Luke Keeler and Artur Akavov, and he was getting overpaid to do that. And that's exactly what Boots is doing right now. You know, he was just a free agent. He just re-signed with Matchroom Boxing, and now he's trying to fight Josh Kelly. He's trying to go on the European tour. He want to go to England. He want to go to all these places. He want to fight these Europeans, and it's just like, bro, he's starting to be just like Demetrius Andrade. And it kills me to say that, because if you guys watched me all those years ago, I was a big Andrade fan. You guys know I was on the Demetrius Andrade crusade, yelling at Canelo, yelling at Eddie Hearn, saying these guys, you know. And ultimately, when the rubber met the road, I had to come to the reality that Andrade wasn't who I thought he was. And it's like the same thing. I'm not all the way there yet, but I'm about 80% of the way there with Boots. Like in 2021, 2020, 2019, these years when I was, covering Boots, when he, was starting to come onto the scene, I thought Boots was boxing perfect storm. I thought Boots had all the talent in the world to become boxing's best fighter. And as time is going on, I'm starting to see that, there's certain styles he can't deal with. I'm starting to see why Cameron Duncan moved him a certain way. And I'm starting to believe that he's not really that guy that people in Philly and people in matchroom boxing say he is. And honestly, until I see him in there with a Bakaram, a Brian Norman Jr., a Virgil Ortiz, even a Xander, I'm not going to really believe in his Boots like that. He's starting to resemble Demetrius Andrade, and that's not a good thing. It's good to resemble Andrade as far as talent, but it's not good to resemble Andrade as far as management of a career. In fact, that is like the worst. That's the lowest level you could be at when I'm referring to your career, and I'm referring to you like Demetrius Andrade in the context of how your career is managed. That's not a good thing. So, look, we'll see what happens, but. I just want to come on here and tell you guys that I was right, and I'm the best channel on boxing, and really and truthfully, they can't fuck with your boy BT, and I'll leave it at that. So you guys let me know what you think. What do you guys think about the Jaron Ennis, Josh Kelly extravaganza? Do you like this fight? Is this a fight you're excited about? Is this a fight that makes you look straight up to the sky and tell the Lord, at least you're getting the fights. At least you're getting the fights. At least you're getting the fights. Is that what it makes you do? Because if it is, you let me know in the comments down below if you're excited for a potential Jaron Ennis, Josh Kelly fight. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe. You won't be disappointed.